Hello and welcome to Thought for June the 12th. Our readings are Judges chapters 10 and 11, Isaiah chapter 36 and 1 Peter chapter 2. And our thought is, grow up to salvation. Our reading of 1 Peter chapter 2 begins with a list of those things which a true follower of Christ should put away. We must do everything we can to get rid of such ways of thinking. Those who have been brought up from childhood should never have possessed them, but were they fully conscious of the potential of these things to invade and start to possess their minds. It is vital that our minds are possessed by positive attitudes. There is no in-between position in God's eyes. Jesus once told a parable about this in Matthew chapter 12, verses 43 to 45, of one who got rid of an unclean spirit or attitude, and his mind was clean, but he or she neglected to put anything in its place, and the end result was that the person's mind was filled with 7 unclean spirits, and the last state of that person was worse than the first. And it's a cryptic statement which concludes the parable. So also will it be with this generation. That final generation of the Jewish nation was largely destroyed when Jerusalem was destroyed. But surely the same is now applying to the last generation of the Gentiles. Our minds are made to be put to use, and this world today, with all its abundant methods of communication, is ready at every twist and turn to penetrate our minds with useless thoughts, or worse still, with godless, fleshly thoughts. With this in mind, we specially note Peter's advice that in coming to Christ, we are newborn infants, and that our attitude then is to long for the pure spiritual milk, that by it you may grow up to salvation, verse 2, so that you are in the sight of God chosen and precious, verse 4, and you recognize yourselves to be living stones that are being built up as a spiritual house to be a holy priesthood, verse 5. The final stage is to realize we are a holy nation, a people for his own possession, verse 9. Peter goes on to tell them they are sojourners and exiles, and not citizens of the world, and as such must abstain from the passions of the flesh which wage war against your soul, verse 11. The evil spirits are ever ready to gain entry if we give them a chance, and so it is vital we fill the house of our mind with positive spiritual things every day. Maybe some, before they commit themselves to Christ, think that they can indulge in a little of the things of the world, but this can be fatal. It will leave a stain on their minds which only a total heartfelt mood of conversion can overcome. Such as those who have had no spiritual upbringing experience, as they with really great joy see the wondrous light God offers and grow up to salvation. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that the Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.